So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I would like to thank my ninong and tita so much for allowing me to review their personal 2014 Peugeot 508 1.6 Allure diesel sedan. It's a long name. So despite its age, it aged like a fine wine. I mean, just look at it. Looks classy. And then as you can see here, the headlamps are big. You have LED DRS and halogen fog lamps. Ground clearance is 143 millimeters of space. Going out here in this parking lot and going up here is actually already, it never scraped at all. And then here you have an HDI badge. I'll get to that later. You have a big lion badge here, like every Peugeot. I love this. Also, this has automatic leveling headlamps, and then you have power folding side mirrors. I love the side here as well. You have one strong character line here, and then one sweep here from the hood and the body shell. Look at that. So probably that's for improved aerodynamics. And then here in the rear, this is my favorite part of the Peugeot 508. It's a flat back design. And then you have big, massive tail lamps here. Actually, this is my favorite rear of any Peugeot, to be honest. I mean, just look at that. This debuted here in the Philippines last 2013, and this was the flagship model of Peugeot. Yes, it was a sedan, not the SUVs yet. And this actually launched worldwide along with our market back in 2013 as well. And good choice to my ninong and tita for picking this. I'm so excited to review this already, but I have to bring this outside first, then we continue in the interior. So this is the interior of the Peugeot 508. Check the door. Sounds solid. Also materials, fit and finish here. Soft plastics, barely hints of plastic. Very fancy cup holders as you can see. And starter up. Also very fancy electronic parking brake as you can see. And then I thought this was a storage space, but no. So there are extra buttons here for your... Oh, I should have used that. So that controls your heads-up display. I thought I broke something. Whoops. So being a middle variant, you still have the heads-up display there in the middle, and there are more buttons here. So like eco mode is a treat, by the way. You have parking sensors, electronic stability program here on the side, and then one blank button here, fuel filler cap button, and then opening for the boot. Fit and finish is amazing. One problem, being a European car, some of the buttons here are already sticky. But this one in the center console is not sticky yet. You have a cubby spaces on each side of the door. That's the only pure plastic in here. The rest are soft leather and soft plastic materials. And then here you have two analog gauges. You have a display in the middle. You can adjustment if you want. And then you have paddle shifters here. They're fixed in metal, and then the paddles itself are plastic. That's common with Peugeots nowadays. Steering wheel, hard. It's girthy, but it's still nice to the touch. You have a lot of buttons here in the steering wheel. You have a simple infotainment system here. Everything here is old school. Everything's physical here. For your radio, for your air conditioning controls. You have one 12-volt socket here and one very small cubby space, I assume, for your ashtray. Yes, it's gloss black here, but materials, fit and finish is still nice. You have a black trim here. One blank button here, sport mode. I'll get to that later. I love it. Gear lever, nice silver chrome finish. Left and lever, nice to the touch. It's also easy to use. Like, reverse is funny. So it's kind of like a gated automatic. There are no reverse cameras, but there are reverse parking sensors at least, so it does the job. Also, weird glove box. It doesn't open like that. It opens to the side. If I know how to, there's the button. It opens to the right. And then glove box here. Okay, it's not a tall opening, but it stretches all the way inside. Okay. And then above here for your safety, if no seatbelt reminders, airbag reminders, and then lights here, they still work. And then visor, the vanity mirror, and very thick visor as well. They don't extend sadly, but the head ceiling is a nice touch. I love the bolstering here. It's a hard type of leather, but it does the job at least. So this is the back of the Peugeot 508 diesel sedan. You have two sunshades on each side. Same materials like in front, soft plastic here and there. There's a gloss black trim here now on the door, like in front. The pure plastics only here down below. Smaller cubby spaces now in a bottle holder as well. And then you have two isofix anchor points, central armrest. It's wide enough. You have two cup holders as well. Nice cover. And then you have a central loading hatch if you want to put longer items here. And then space here in the back. That's my driving position, by the way. Whoa, legroom feature is excellent. And then plastic here behind the seats with net storages. And then you have two air conditioning vents here. Okay, I have enough space. I'm 5'4", by the way, still enough for me. And then if I sit here in the middle, the transmission tunnel is so narrow and it's only that high. So if I sit here in the middle, okay, it's not in the way that much, but you can put your feet on top. And then headroom, okay, still enough. Sorry, I'm a bit running out of time, but there's a rear sunshade here. I think you can activate it somewhere there in front. So that is, I'll show you the boot. So how to open the boot of the Peugeot 508? It's really fancy. So you can open it, of course, in your key. So you expect to find buttons here, but notice the flat design. You cannot find them at all. So I cannot find a button at all, but this is how you open it. In the bot, it's in between the 508. That is so cool. So open up the boot, you have 470 liters of space. As you can see, you can fit a lot of stuff in here. I would say the load lip is quite high, but knowing it's a sedan, you can fit stuff easily. But I noticed it's a bit shallow, the opening, but it is wide enough at least. And then not much toys here. You have a full-size spare wheel. It's underneath 2 covers actually. And then you can see the JBL setup here. You can fold the seats down as well if you want. And then there's a grocery hook here on the left side, and one strap here on the left side as well. So with that, let's go for a drive. So powering this Peugeot 508 diesel Allure sedan is a 1.6 turbocharged HDI diesel engine that produces 116 horsepower and 270 Newton meters of torque, and is mated to a 6-speed automated manual transmission. So driving the 2014 Peugeot 508 1.6 Allure diesel, it's quite a long name. Okay, first impressions. So I just got this out of the car park. Shout out to my ninong. This thing is so freaking smooth. The transmission is not as jerky as you think. This is an automated manual transmission, but it performs alright in slow speed. I was expecting to be a bit jerky, but no. It's like a conventional automatic. And this diesel engine, I did not expect this at all. It's so smooth. Like low speeds, and yeah, low speed, just traveling about around 20 kilometers per hour. So quiet. Like this engine so far, what I've tested so far, this is one of the smoothest and refined diesel engines I've ever encountered so far. And yes, despite its age now, still performs like brand new. I have not tried the paddle shifters yet, but I just changed up the gear. It seems smooth so far. Yeah, I'm expecting like conventional diesel engines, like they're noisy. Diesel engines tend to be noisy. This doesn't feel like a diesel engine at all. There's not much shudder. It's not that loud. Oh! I will leave that automatic for now, but first taste of the manual automated transmission. You notice when I shift up, there's a little bit of a jerk, so it kind of like feels like a single clutch. Oh my god, I love this. And also that's nice, to change up a gear it's pull, and then to change down a gear it's push, so it gives it a little bit of a race car feel. This is no Peugeot 908 by the way, but can it act like one? I have no idea. Oh wow, I'm just second here, just tickled the throttle. It's picking up so well. But I noticed, before I floor it, going out of the parking lot, I noticed the turning radius is quite wide. And I noticed as well, this is a big car. It's bigger than I expected. Let's floor it. Whoa! Wow! This transmission is lovely. So let's try overtaking. Whoa! It only has 116 horsepower as I said, but the torque is the one that gets you going. It feels, this engine feels so punchy, and you're in a sedan. I love this. And going here in the highway at rough patches of road, you can feel the suspension is firm, but it's no means, absolutely no means, an uncomfortable car. It soaks up road imperfections perfectly. This transmission's amazing. I'm not sure if you can see that in camera. Like when I shift up, I'll suddenly lurch forward. It acts like a single clutch. I love it. And also, speaking of automated manual transmission, let's just leave it automatic for now. This transmission is familiar to the Abarth 595 Competizione. They're both automated manual transmissions, but for some reason the Abarth is called an MTA. No idea why, manual. Anyway, so I'm expecting that Abarth to perform like this, that it acts like a single clutch. Downshift, you don't feel that you don't lurch forward, but when you upshift like this, that's the time it only lurches forward. And despite having the firm suspension, the ride is excellent. Like, it's a pliant ride and it's a composed ride. So let's try up here, faster paces. It's not struggling at all. Wow! And despite going at higher speeds, that was actually 2 peak already, you can hear the diesel engine, but it's not that loud. I have not tried sport mode yet. Well, manual mode is kind of like your sport mode. Oh, there's sport mode. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's brisk enough. I can imagine the more powerful versions of this, the 2-liter diesel engines. But this 1.6 diesel engine, it's amazing. You won't feel like you're in a Peugeot 908, but it's plenty good enough. I noticed in sport mode, it's much more responsive. So I'm gonna turn that off for now. But this manual mode, whatever mode you're in, it is really fun to drive. I did not expect this drive at all. NVH is excellent. Like, I'm going what, 60 kilometers per hour. There is tire noise, but it's not too much. And you don't hear that loud motorcycles, trucks that much as well, as you've seen earlier. And going over rumble strips, whew, and over a hump, easy. The firm suspension, nowhere near BMW like, but I won't say it's almost as good, but it's its own character, this Peugeot. Oh, wow! I love this transmission. I keep saying it. I didn't expect this at all. More rumble strips. Soaks them up pretty well. Sorry for this camera, it keeps falling down. Here you go, sport mode. Oh my god, this transmission, I love it. That's 4,000 RPM. That's its loudest. I mean, but it's tolerable. It's unique and it's kind of underrated as well at its time. I mean, at this time when these were being sold, it's just leaving automatic, we're enjoying too much. At this time when it was being sold around 2013, 2014, these were really common in our roads. I wonder why they suddenly vanished. You don't see them once in a while as well. But yeah, I can say this is an underrated car. I'm just leaving automatic. Okay, it's responsive enough. It actually knows when to pick the gears. Yeah, it's only a 6-speed transmission, but yet again, being the automated manual transmission, it's still peppy enough, and it's not that sluggish at all. You can use the paddle shifts at will even though in automatic mode. And then handling, actually I'll go to the twisty bit. I'll rejoin you in a bit. Also to my Nino who drives this car, they turn off the auto start stop system. Yes, this is a micro hybrid system. The very small electric motor only helps with start stop. They said it is nice to have, but they just turn it off because it's not needed, and it's a diesel. So with my driving, I've been averaging 11.3 liters per 100 kilometers. I know that's good. And now here in the twisty bit, I'm actually in landers. There's considerable amount of weight, but it gives good feedback, and the handling is so excellent. And then body lean, almost flatten. Like there's just minimal body lean. A lot of feedback in the steering wheel. Going over hump, really fast. Soaks them up pretty well. Here in the twisty part, more twisty. You'll enjoy this if you're going up to Tagaytay, to a mountain road. Oh my, this is a fun car to drive, to be honest. Despite the diesel engine, this engine has character. I like how it sounds. Actually, this is a really good all-rounder, this Peugeot 508. Despite being a 2014 model, if you have the chance to grab this exact unit, it's worth a steal. Like, to be honest, this is worth a steal. So that concludes my review of the Peugeot 508 Allure Sedan. So I would like to thank my ninong and tita for allowing me to review their personal car. And again, if you have the chance to grab this, our contact details will be in the description down below. So hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more future car reviews. Bye bye.